You were never the linear doer, but rather the creative, spontaneous, energetic one. But you too had to do it. Get up in the morning, get to school, do your homework, go to sports, later trainings, get a job, work overtime, and be exhausted at night. One thing after the other. Yeah, and this is where great resistance built up from the very early days in your life. Every day. Anger, suppression of the anger, sadness, more anger and more suppression of the sadness and the anger, plus fear and the anger covering up the fear and the sadness, suppressing that loop again, together with the feeling of, I am not seen here, I am not taken into account at all. I am forced. From there, the fear and anger went into despair and even more fear. Together with the feeling, I have to conform, otherwise something really bad is happening here to me. This is how, in the early days, the patterns of I am functioning, I just have to, are building up. From daily, I must, from daily, I have to listen, I have to do, I have to follow, over weeks, months, years, decades. And those patterns are running many out there, and maybe you too, especially entrepreneurs that are wanting to become visible and successful, and then their patterns say no, because those patterns drive their bodies into exhaustion. My name is Marianne, being from the 618 bEvolution, where real kings arise. Not to dominate others, but for others. Because your life is not negotiable. These patterns, the functioning I must patterns, make your life negotiable. With these patterns, freedom is impossible, and freedom stays impossible. Because what happens, especially when you are an entrepreneur that is on the threshold to show up, to present their messages, to implement their mission, to give their gifts to the world, these patterns come up and say no to you. Because what happens, they show up when you want to just implement your ideas right now, here. When you press the button of the camera and you can't speak, or you don't get together the right words. And every time you are willing and trying to position yourself, the pattern is arising, is just there. And positioning means in all levels of life, stating your opinions, your point of view, where you are convinced about something, and when wanting to express your beliefs, your body says no, and you can't. And this is hindering when you want to bring your message to the people. These patterns are slowing you down. And here I want to point out a very precise detail, because this video is another deeper add-on to the video from last week about invisibility. Today, this is about something like an invitation for you to look closer what it actually is. Because this pattern, what I'm talking about here, is being exchanged and confused with the more superficial pattern of, it's a layer, some layers higher in your system, some layers more towards the surface of your body. That's why I'm saying superficial. This pattern of, I'm afraid to be seen because I'm afraid of people's reactions out there. I'm not saying this is not important or not as heavy as the other, but in the order of the experience of the body, it is younger than the other that I'm talking about here this week. The pattern here I'm talking about is the I must pattern. I must do, I have to follow, I have no choice, that belief and that pattern. And this pattern, that's why I started this video with a description of how it starts. This pattern started early stages of your life, where others told you what to do and told you that there are consequences if you are not doing what they are telling you you're supposed to do. And this is the functioning, I function no matter what program. I must follow, I must do that. There is no other way, or I'm facing serious consequences. And that is a pattern of many layers that are affecting you until your body says no to you. And that's a good moment. That's a really good moment, because things are changing right there. So, and that's why I want to start here this pattern with, please look close and differentiate without jumping right on that what others are saying. Oh, you're just afraid to be seen, you're just nervous, you just, I don't know, have a camera fear. That can be as well, of course, but that's not what I meant last week, or I'm not talking about this week. So please look close, it's my message, because you want to discharge this pattern, this I must function pattern from your nervous system in a very targeted manner, which is what the 618 Soul Matrix Immersion is guiding you through, so that you are able to do it in a very effective and efficient way at the same time, because you don't want to deal with that for very long and for very much longer from now on. So what's happening here, when you start doing this inner work, this dissolving of the actual source of the right pattern that is much older than the other one, then everything changes. Everything in your life, what limits you today, what feels uncomfortable, what feels unpleasant today, is just gone. And your life becomes actually easy. So, and you don't get there, and that's why I want to underline the importance of the deep work. You don't get there by talking yourself into that ease that you can easily show up without doing inner work, inner deep work. So something like what we always hear out there, oh, just practice, just repeat, just show up and things will be all right. It's just a matter of doing it repetitively every day, and you will be fine after a while. Nope. It's like, imagine you're driving a car and you hear the engine rattling. Every time you're driving the car, you drive the car, you leave the garage, you go on the highway, wherever, you hear the same rattling. And you're wondering, but you're not listening. And you just tell yourself, you know what? I will just continue driving the car. The car will just get used to the rattling engine and it will be fine after a while and the rattling will just go away. Let me just hope it will go away. That might be a way in politics, but not in your nervous system. So of course you're not a car, but still the comparison is valuable because the effect is indeed the same. You have to go and take the car to the mechanic and find out what the issue is, right? And you might want to exchange, you might have to exchange some parts, get it repaired so that you are safe and secure on the road again and have no rattling on the highway with your car anymore. Same thing with your body. It's a vehicle as well, has different screws and parts, okay? But same thing, because when you continuing living your life with the inner noise without going to that noise and checking it out and releasing it, removing it from your system, it won't get just louder. It will block your life. It will block your daily functions of life. And many people have the symptoms already: frozen shoulders, frozen hands, breathing issues, tight lungs, heart problems, anything like that. These are such symptoms, and they go away in most, not saying any numbers, but in most cases, if you do it right, if it's the right symptom connected with an emotional block, they will mostly go away or get very, less in their intensity. So again, this is, you cannot talk yourself into it. It won't work, right? I just explained that. You cannot suppressing the symptoms. It's like in a car, you just switch on the radio and you hear the music and you don't hear the rattling anymore. Like people have headphones in their ears, to silence the messages and the noise from the inside. Same thing. Also, what is well chosen but not effective in these cases, you cannot meditate your symptoms away, or you cannot breathe them away while, going in a trance. And you cannot avoid, you can, but not really, avoid the triggers. You can try, but it won't work. Right? This is like avoiding my life. I'm avoiding everything that is unpleasant. You're avoiding life at the end of the day. And this is not freedom. This is quite the opposite. So you want to do rather go through a profound reorganization of your neural connections. And that doesn't mean you need a brain surgery, okay? Maybe this sounded a bit like that. No. These are natural, biological, and chemical processes once you get the work started, and you will feel it, which makes this reorganization in your nervous system spreading out in your whole body while releasing the true essence of your actual identity. This is the work of aligning more and more with your natural identity, which is as closest as possible to your true essence. So you align with yourself, while or through removing all the garbage, the old loads from your system. I think that makes sense. Before that step, everything of yourself are just fragments of yourself, are just shadows, particles, parts of your true being, of your true self, true nature. The rest is not there, it's not present, it's disconnected. And that's natural truth. So once you do this inner work, you don't get stuck anymore in this endless loops of these symptoms. Because what's happening there, you continue to fight against your real old experiences that are driving your body. Right? This is going against the old experience telling you, I have to function here, I have to function there, I must do this. And you don't want to. You're trying to get around it. And this is the whole energy draining aspect here. You are in an inner conflict constantly, and that drains the body and makes you being exhausted more and more. And this is something the body can't do his life long. And that's true as well. So once the symptom arises in your daily life that your body says no to you and blocks your next step when you want to become visible, this is a good, wonderful moment to get started, to look into its source and start to release, start to clean up the basement and free yourself. Because what's happening here, if you don't, as I say, you are losing energy and you feel it. You're getting more tired, you're getting tired quicker. You want to be just in front of the TV on a couch and say nothing anymore. Plus, you're reinforcing your doubts, especially as an entrepreneur. You want to get out with your message and you have the feeling, no, I'm not worthy, or I am not capable, I am not competent, I am not this and that and this and that. So I rather hide in the basement rather than bothering others. Kind of like that. And very common, you're labeling yourself as a failure. And at the end, there are people giving up. Not necessarily everything, but being an entrepreneur, getting another job, and just going on the old route and just live their other lives, let's say. But here it comes. If you decide, hey, I am going to release that BS within me, then the sun is rising, truly. I promise, I know, I've done it. I've done it many, many times, lots of experience here, and I can describe it to you from my own experience, trying to make it short, but still. So what's happening when you decide to do it? You have, let's say, a felt sense, you're feeling it, you're sensing it, of a reorganized self-image, a new understanding of yourself. You have a new feeling of yourself, a new overall feeling within you. There is a new perception of what means being yourself. A wider, a bigger, a deeper, a more comprehensive, a more rich one, where there's so much more to discover. Also, emotions are not stuck anymore. They are flowing easily through you. You are open for energy flow. Your body had opened up. Open up all the stuck spaces. You feel this inner expanse, this big space within, which is huge. It's an expanse space that is filled with brightness, You can literally feel light inside of your body. You can feel it. You can sense it. Your eyes even notice much more light, and they're not used to that. It's actually a deep feeling of purity, inner purification, because you literally cleaned up your basement and not just taken out the old boxes. No, you took the strongest cleaner and you were scrubbing the walls, the corners, under the tiles, whatever, everything you were scrubbing and cleaning up and throwing everything out, which was old, let's say, germs, bacteria, whatever, speaking in images here, not literally, of course. Right? This is like really old, rotten energy sometimes you bring out of your body system, and you can feel it. And then you get into an endless state of your being, where you are surprised and wondering, where are my walls? Where are my damn walls? I usually run into this wall, into that wall, here I'm resisting, etc., etc. They are gone. And now imagine, seriously, imagine what would change in your life right now and in the long run if you had no more these walls of, I can't do this. I can't show up, I can't be visible, or I can't say this, I can't be here. If that would be all gone, wouldn't that be such a release, such a dream coming true? And then you have this deep peace, like so many people are looking for, because look, right now in the world, there is so much conflicts going on, and this is a reflection of our own conflicts often, not always, but for some, for many. There's so many inner conflicts, and now imagine they are gone and you have so many people with inner peace instead. What would that be? How would that look like for you and your loved ones and maybe others as well? And here what happens, the relaxation and flow in the body, it's a form of a decompression. Why is this important to realize? Because when you have these early life I have to patterns, they start so early and they are spreading all over your body when moments are being blocked out, when you are not allowed to do this and you have to do that. So in your body, the blocks just happen and get stored in your deepest tissues of the muscles, in the spine, in the legs, in the hip muscles. Let's talk only about muscles here for right now. So these blocks are not just in your head, where people just say, hey, let's talk about and you will feel better and everything is going to be all right. No, that's why talking about it's not helpful. All this experience, and the earlier they happened, the deeper they are blocked in your body cells, in every tissue related to that experience. And that is mostly in the torso, mostly in the leg and torso, where the body holds most of the life, going down the legs, feet, etc. That's why we have symptoms, physical symptoms. They're not coming from the mind thinking it. They are real, stored in body cells, in muscles, in tissues, etc., etc. And they are very deep stored because they are old. And that makes them painful sometimes, a lifelong. Many people have pain, muscle pain, back pain, cannot move properly anymore in the lower back or other areas of their backs because of these early life patterns. And that's not pleasant, and this is limiting, of course, your entrepreneurship as well. because you don't feel happy with pain and you don't want to get out in pain every day. You just want to relax and be quiet and have the pain release, but it's not going without releasing the source of it. So yeah, what happens on top of that? You really can feel the identity shift from within. You feel something is new because your triggers are gone. Or the intensity went from 100% to 5% or something like this, and you don't care anymore. So you don't notice anymore your old states of being. There is not anymore this heaviness, but you have this lightness, this ease within. And this is not a superficiality, oh what a word. This is something real deep. This ease is deep. The ease doesn't stand without depth. This is nothing like I'm talking myself into an ease. Oh, please be easy. Spare me. No. This is an inner moving state, easy moving state, which is only possible because your feet are on the ground. You're not going up in the clouds and scream, oh great, now everything is easy, so now I'm not being concerned about anything anymore. No. You are more into the ground than ever before, and at the same time we're way easier than ever before as well. So what's going on here? This is essence consciousness is embodied within you, and that means you are being the real you more and more. The more you're cleaning up inside, the more real you're getting outside, and the more free and sovereign you are becoming in your outside life. Yeah, and what I'm talking about, this is the 618 crown path, and brought about by the 618 Sun Matrix Immersion. That enables you to walk that path, basically. And that is the path not only into some freedom, this is the path into a life where everything you experience is freely chosen by you, not by a program, not by anybody else in your life, unless you want it that way for exceptional reasons, but just by you, because it's your space, it's your non-negotiable life that you are living here, and because you are on your way to the sovereign natural being that you have been born as. If you want to get to know more, get the 618 free Pathfinder on it. You find the link here under the video description. There are also 2 options to access the 618 crown path, and also you can contact me directly. And I see you next time here on this channel.